the contribution you're getting from the decks, even though it's times by 2.5 for being a follower, it's completely wasted on low weapon DPS. You've got such a massive hole that black hole that you've created by the weapon DPS number that it's going to suck up any sort of other offensive stats, like a socket or a natural crit damage that you could have on here. But this had the makings of something really great. It just is missing that proc to be a crowd control scoundrel weapon. A little bit of strength, really little bit of vitality, and some life regen. Even with 2 sockets, you're not going to get those numbers high enough. A lot of dexterity and not much else. Okay, you've got a little bit of gold and a whole lot of wasted stats. Oops. Some really nice affixes here, but they're wasted. Combination of lifesteal plus life on hit is always a really nice insurance, but you do need the numbers to go along with it. Again, same sort of thing. Nice vitality, some natural crit, perfect lifesteal. Alright, whole lot of nothing in that one. If there was a primary stat here, you just might have a chance. There's the fact that there's no resist all is unfortunate, but the combination of the best single resist plus some armor could potentially make up for that. It's missing that 5th affix of having a primary stat. And then the Magic Find would really pull it out of the gutter. I get some really poor items today. Nothing interesting yet. There is some gold and pickup radius on these pants, so these will guaranteed sell. Probably for a little bit more if I dump a couple vitality gems in there. Got cold damage and a lot of vitality and a fair little bonus roll of some life on hit, which is pretty decent for a crowd control scoundrel, since he's potentially putting out up to 6 arrows a second. But again, we're missing that crowd control proc of some kind. Alright, time to sign some money here. Strength, vitality, pickup radius. Not gonna work. Strength, vitality, and fire resist. I will look this up. I doubt it's gonna sell, but I will look it up just because of the difference that the strength and the vitality are comfortably into triple digits. And then you've got a great single resist. I wouldn't even bother if there wasn't the fire resist there. Doesn't matter what the strength and vitality are, if there's only 2 affixes. Some attack speed, some life steal. I don't think this is gonna work at all because of the lack of crit damage, but we'll take a look, if only to illustrate a point. Int, vitality, crit, and some fire resistance. Okay, so the int is low, and it's a single resist instead of resist all. So it's going to be maybe 100,000. We'll take a look. If only this had a little bit of vitality, it would be great. Ton of life and a little bit of life steal, but the numbers just aren't there. Dex and armor. %16 chance to block. Don't have to look at the rest of it. Okay, if these had movement speed, I could get a ton of money for these, easily above $1 million. Which isn't a ton of money, but just relatively to what I've identified today. A huge amount of life and gold in the 20s, and then a perfect pickup radius. Problem is, the bots really do want that movement speed on boots. Maybe we can find a poor bot that can use those. Generally, the bots would rather have gold plus movement speed rather than gold plus pickup radius on the boots, because that 12% is so important to farm efficiently. So you get some life, some resist all, and a decent chance to block. Decent single resist. Maybe a wizard tank just starting out could be interested in this. We'll take a look. It's a budget shield, basically. Too low on the crossbow. Too low. Again. It's close to perfect on the gold find. The problem is it's got no socket, and since a helm can have a socket, most people want to double up on their gold find on the helm slot. And by people, I mean computer programs. Okay, so you've got some nice numbers for a one-hander here, and you've got natural dex and vitality with a little bit of attack speed, which is great on a fast weapon. But the lack of any sort of crit here is very troubling, but we'll take a look. Same goes here, but the fact that it's a two-hander, essentially the same stats, but because here, where is this? Here it is. So 945 and 1018, they're comparable in weapon DPS, but this one's a fast one-hand, and this one's a slow two-hand, but they both have the triple digits in dex and vitality, and double digits in attack speed. And man, does that make all the difference in the world. Okay, time for the legendaries. And there is no problem identifying these now, just in case anyone's wondering. At the very least, they're going to be worth some fiery brimstones, which are expensive now, and items roll their numbers when you kill the monster, when they drop. It is not when you ID them. Some people in trade were talking about that earlier, and I was baffled that people still misunderstood that. You cannot save unidentified items until after the patch and then get a new item. It doesn't work that way. The affixes and the numbers are all determined ahead of time as soon as the item drops. So got some decent Natalia's boots here. We'll take a look. Really nice defensive boots. I have seen wizards have a very easy time justifying this with the ring, Natalia's mark, to get that two-piece set bonus. You're giving up a primary stat on your boots, but you're getting a ton of defense while maintaining most everything else you'd be looking for. And then on the ring, I've seen Natalia's marks with attack speed, crit chance, and crit damage, and then you factor in the extra 7% set bonus, and it's just, you're flying high. You essentially want to read each piece of whatever two you choose, each piece to have 3.5% crit. And does that then justify picking that over some other rare? Okay, we've got a helm with a very low life percent modifier, life a good single resist, spirit spent, and attack speed. Not too sure about that helm. Talrash's chest here. It's not too great. It's going to be really interesting to see how they buff the Talrash's set, speaking as a wizard, because the set bonuses on this is just so horrible. First of all, they're